Hello, Oracles. How are you today? Hope you're having a good, what is it, Friday? Yeah, Friday. I don't even know what date it is today. Are you doing well? Thanks for jumping in. Right, just thought I'd do a little stream tonight. Got some boots yesterday. Well, ordered them on Amazon yesterday. The right one fits okay, nice and comfy, but the left one has got a bump in it because I don't think they manufactured it properly. So I've been pressing it down, trying to get the lump down. I think I've done it kind of, but there is still a bit of a lump there. So I'm going to have to wear them for a little while, so I can get it pushed down a bit more. If not, if I can't get it down within a couple of days, I'll be sending them back. So that's why my bed's a little bit of a mess at the moment. Plus I've been sorting out a couple of bits and pieces. For when I go to my bushcraft again next week, because I'm planning to go there again. Just uploaded some video of the bushcraft from yesterday. Couldn't upload it all because the bloody what's-name wasn't working. So I only got a little bit uploaded. I'll say about a quarter of the video, about 23 minutes worth. Because most of the time the bloody camera was facing down on the cap. So I had to adjust this today. So if it does slide down, or it won't actually get the cap, I don't think this time. It should actually be staying up unless I bend down. Then it still won't actually capture the cap, I don't think. So I'm getting that sorted out for Monday. Just been in the living room trying to find my old camping gear for the well, I found the actual sleeping bag, but I don't know what I've done with the pump up sleeping mat. So I just ordered a basic kind of like foam mat for now, but that won't be until like middle of next week. So I still plan to go over there and do a nighttime one time before it starts getting a bit too dark at night, because it's now getting dark at 9:30. So I hope to do one before the end of the week next week. If not, it won't be done until next year when we've got longer daylight time. I've got to try to confront my fears, I tell you. But when I do go there, I'll be taking some ghost hunting gear with me, and do like a little nighttime kind of thing when I'm in my cabin. Thing is, with my cabin, the door always used to open on the outside. So if anyone came along and they could easily like kind of rip the door open. This time I've actually redone the door so it opens on the inside, and I'm going to be putting a few bolts on there next time I go down there. And if I decide to stay overnight, I will do. If I don't, then I won't. I used to camp out quite a few times over Clapham Common in the old tent. Used to sleep on the floor, and I tell you, man, once it got cold, and you had no like thermal layers underneath you, I was freezing me cobblers off. I tell you, man, freezing. But then people told me about getting like a little camp bed, or a blow up mattress, which I did buy. Don't know where I put the damn thing, That's what I was looking for today, actually, a blow up mattress, but I can't remember what I've done with it. I know I've got one. I found the sleeping bag, but I don't know where the mattress is. And I was looking at the price on Amazon, and they're like about 30 odd quid. And I don't want to spend that more money, because like if I do sleep over there, it'll only be like once in a blue moon anyway. I hope to go over Clapham and do some camping over there again, but again, I had all my stuff in like a suitcase trolley thing. I can't remember what I've done with it. It was probably in the living room somewhere, but where exactly I don't know. But I'm in the process of sorting the living room out a little bit, so hopefully I will find it one day and I can go and do some camping over Clapham Common. Hello, Jessica. Hello, Oracle. What to say hello to Oracle? Hello, Mira Tobin. How's it going? So yeah, I was thinking about talking about some of the things that happened in the past, some creepy things, whether being in here or outside. Um, I think the most creepiest stuff that's happened to me in the past was at Pete's house. The first time I went down to Pete's, we'd done an investigation in his house because he called me down, asking me if I could help him out. He knew that he had a lot of like negativity in there. So we went down there, we've done some ghost boxing EVPs, K2 meters, EM pumps, REM pods, ghost boxing and stuff like that. And it's I can stay overnight because it'd be a bit too difficult for me to get back home after midnight. There won't be no trains running. So I stayed down there and I was sleeping in the living room. Now there are videos up from that time. Can't remember how long ago, probably about 5 years ago, something like that. But I still remember it as it was like yesterday. He told me to sleep on the settee, and normally I always put, the blanket over my head because it helps me to get to sleep quicker. When I laid on the sofa and I'm trying to get to sleep and I couldn't get to sleep for a little while, so I stuck the blanket over my head and I was just about dozing off, and all of a sudden this fucking Elvis Presley tin can came flying off the shelf. Now the thing was, Pete's got CCTV in his house, like I have, and it was captured. Now when that happened, I called out to Pete to tell him what happened. He came running down, told him, because don't worry about it, it probably stopped there. There's probably just letting you know that there. So I said, yeah, well, you ain't got to sleep down here, mate. That scared the shit out of me. He goes, that had happened again. Well, it's probably about half an hour or so later. I just started to fall asleep, and not just the tin can came flying down, but several other ones came flying down at like a force, and that scared the shit out of me. I ended up sleeping in his son's bedroom on the floor. I just didn't want to be down there. No, I even said to him, fucking ordering me a taxi. I'd pay like 30 quid to get home. I'll pay 30 quid to get home. But he goes, no, just stay there, kind of thing. Sleeping Pete, because his son's called Pete as well, but his nickname's Pee Wee. I don't know why, but I slept in his room for the rest of the night. Then in the morning, I got up, had some breakfast, and Pete took me to the train station. I came home. But it didn't stop me from sleeping there. I did sleep there, quite a few more times, but I told him I was never going to sleep in that living room on my own again. There was one time when his son Pee Wee slept down on the other settee with me one night, but not a lot really happened, kind of thing. We was kind of like sleeping peacefully. So that particular night, nothing really happened, but that was probably about after several visits at Pete's, because I always went up and slept on the floor in his son's room because I would not sleep in that living room on my own. It just like felt so creepy in there, And I know with Pete, he always kind of like conjured up things, which he shouldn't really be doing. His dad, done the ghost hunting, the old style way, years and years and years, and conjured up spirits different ways, like I think through spells and stuff like that. Because in these times, there weren't no ghost hunting equipment. So, we've done Pete's house a couple of times as well. Pete's dad's house, I'd say. And that was a bit creepy. Another thing what happened at Pete's house one night, we was all sitting around the table, and we was like, I think we was doing a Ouija board, I can't remember. And some of the family was sitting on the settee right beside the table, and the bloody curtains flew open, all by themselves, And not only that, on several occasions I've been there, things that happened was like the TV turned on by itself when it shouldn't have done. Even the living room light just like kind of flickered a few times. The living room door would shut by itself, And there was a time when I was here doing a live stream on what one was it? Skype. And while I was actually watching his DVR system, sometimes he didn't want to be on stream, you know, like on live video camera. So he'd have one of these DVR cameras tuned in, and I'd be here talking, and he'd be listening. And his daughter, Susan, had a little baby, and the baby cot was on the kitchen table. Lucky the baby was upstairs at the time. The baby's cot came flying off the table, just kind of like got pulled off, and you could see like something dark just beneath the table. Now I had my doubts about that one, but you know, he did have a lot of stuff going on at his place, and like, you know, he called me over several times because he didn't know how to deal with it. And I said, well, you didn't keep fucking conjuring them up, I wouldn't have to keep coming over. But you know, we did go to a few other locations apart from himself, you know, his own home and his dad's house. We did an old monastery and an old castle, and we did Puckley Woods twice as well, which weren't too bad. I don't think Puckley is as haunted as I say it is, you know. Now, I think we caught like a moving apparition, which looks like a little girl in a cloak in the distance, which was actually caught by me on camera. You know, the only screaming over there you could hear was like people screaming, you know, coming out from the pub, and the boyfriends chasing their girlfriends around in the woods. I think that's probably how they got the name Screaming Woods, because, like, you know, there's everyone coming out of the pub screaming all the time. But to be honest with you, I didn't really feel that Puckley was all that kind of creepy. I reckon it was like a quieter night and there wasn't hardly anyone around, then it might have been a bit more creepy, but I don't know. Hello, Ulrich. Hello, Shrimp. So, you know, we've had a couple of crazy things going on with Pete, and some of the things that, you know, has happened when I've been with Pete. But not a lot, really, you know. I say not a lot. A lot did happen, you know, especially in his house. Soon the bird cage kept getting whacked around sometimes. But, you know, I would like to say things, but I'm not going to say things that probably cause problems, you know, if he was ever to come on here and watch my stream, you know, kind of thing. But a lot of things did happen down there, which was kind of crazy. But coming off that, you know, although we went to the monastery and Shevnov Castle, me and my nephews went there as well, and we done them. And we got some interesting communication through K2 meter. I know a lot of people don't really kind of like K2 meters as much, because I think it's easy to be manipulated. But when you're, you know, in the middle of nowhere, and all there is the castle, which has got no electricity because it's been like renovated, and your K2 meters going crazy, you know, then, you know, I think that's the only time you do get some pretty good reaction from it. I know that sometimes when you turn the light on, or you like your mobile phone or some other electrical stuff, your K2 meter will go crazy. I've noticed that when I've got my amplifier on, sometimes it interacts with it. Some people say never have your phone turned on, but I think if you turn your phone to aeroplane mode, it won't really interact with the K2 meter. It's only when you've got a signal coming through, it sometimes does interact. But I still do like the K2 meter. I like the Red Pod. Thermal imaging, not really used it, to be honest with you. You know, I've got my little thermal camera here, that one, but to be honest with you, I've not really caught much on it. Maybe because I've not really, you know, used it. I might even take it with me when I go over and sleep at the bushcraft one night, maybe, and see if we get anything on there. Not saying we will, but, you know, you know. might get something. Hello, Sophie. Hello, Mo. But yeah, you know, it's been kind of like pretty interesting over the years, apart from the last couple of years where I've not really done much, you know, paranormal stuff. So all the hate and the bullshit and the drama crap. But if you think about it, the things that have happened here, it's been kind of like crazy. Although some people doubt, you know, the things that's happened and have got their own opinion and their own explanation, which is okay in my book, I suppose. But, you know, when we had that full-blown kind of like apparition in the living room, which we caught on CCTV while I was streaming, that was pretty interesting. The golf ball, when I was in the living room doing a Ouija board session, that flew at the table, and then I tried debunking it, and there wasn't no way of a golf ball flying halfway, well, near enough, all the way across the room. That hit my leg for that to happen, because I tried debunking it, even just by knocking on the table which it was sitting on, or jumping around, causing vibration. The only thing it done was like kind of bounce twice. When I was doing that Ouija board, the actual golf ball went flying across. There's a time when we had that one with the Bible sitting on top of the pressure table thing that I've got, and that came flying off on its own, and it had been sitting there for hours without even being moved. That was on the live stream. The white anomaly in the kitchen slowed down because it came from one side of the room. It looked like an orb at first. It came from one side of the room, went across to where the cooker is, and it shot upwards. Now, when I freeze framed that and done it shot by shot, it kind of like expanded upwards, and it looked like a angelic angel. I'm not saying it is an angel, but you know, it was like that size, probably about 2.5 foot tall, while freeze framing it. You know, all this is on, you know, big YouTube channel, so you can actually try watching it if you've got time. What else has happened here? When I first moved in, not long ago, not too long after I moved in, and I put the CCTV cameras up, we caught an image of the cat running down the hallway, chasing a light anomaly, and then light anomaly went straight through the living room door, and the cat just stopped inches away from hitting her head on the door. So, you know, we've had some pretty interesting stuff here. We had Pumpkin the Paranormal one night, I was going to go out to make myself a cup of coffee, and Pumpkin saw like the figure of a little girl run down the hallway as I was just about going to go out. And I had to play that back because I missed it, and when I saw it, I thought, yeah, that is like, you know, it does resemble a little girl. We think now it's a little girl called Mary. Where she come from, I can't even remember, to be honest with you. You know, we've had shadow figures in here, you know, God knows how many orbs. I don't really see a lot of stuff in here now because I've not really been doing much of it, really, but when I was doing it and I was deep into the paranormal, shitload of stuff happened in here. You know, that 45-minute anomaly on the Xbox connecting the kitchen. And it's only until I went to the Bible, which was sitting on windowsill, and touched it, it suddenly disappeared. Now, I can't explain why that was on there for 45 minutes. I know a lot of people say, well, Xbox, you know, if you get a bug on it, you know, it will stay there, but not for 45 minutes, I don't think. And I mean like a, you know, a glitch, not a bug, as in like a flying object. Hello, Tammy. Hello, Sophie. So, you know, a lot of stuff has happened here. You know I used to call my house haunted, but to me, I'll say it's been haunting. It's more of a haunting experience. It's not classed like a haunted house where it's like, you know, constant stuff going on, you know, 24/7. So I've always said, like, you know, even a spirit won't give you that activity 24/7 because they need to build up their energy. That means like they need a rest period, you know, kind of thing. But we've had a lot of good stuff happening here. I am trying to get that kind of like energy back, but it's so difficult trying to work on that energy, because when that kind of stuff was going on, a lot of you or a lot of people who used to be on here was like contributing that energy, getting involved in it, talking about it, requesting it to come through and like do things, and some of the times it did happen, but not all the time, but a lot of the time it did. A lot more people was more interested in the channel and talking about what's happening and saying, "Oh, I saw that, Steve. Did you see that?" kind of thing. It's like Uric. He's always seeing stuff in here through ITC. And at one time I thought that guy's fucking crazy. How can he see all this shit when I'm not seeing nothing? But different people have different abilities. They can sense and see things where other people may not sense and see things. I might sense that I feel like I'm being watched, yeah. But who by and what by, I can't really say, Now, a few weeks ago, I think I told you, but that stuff over in the corner where the wardrobe is, yeah. I know it's still a bit messy, but that little candy machine and all in boxes, I was sitting here just watching TV, and it's about 1 o'clock in the morning. And if my DVR was working and recording, that would have been a fucking good capture to share with you. But because my DVR doesn't record because it's knackered, even the cameras ain't working on it properly, half that stuff came flying on the bed, and I couldn't work out why it came flying onto the bed, because that's all secure up there. But there's one night where it actually just came flying over and landing on the bed, and I thought, just think, if I was there sleeping, that could have seriously injured me, I just got to turn the phone off, so I don't want my trolls coming on and being a pain in the ass. But as I say, I can't really help what happens in here. I think when you're in a very depressed and anxiety mood, sometimes that can, I suppose, conjure up some stuff. I don't feel like, fearful in here. I don't really get scared easily in here. But when I'm outside, I do get a bit scared, because you just don't know what's about. I've always wanted to do some stuff outside on my own, with some equipment. But let's say I am a little bit afraid of being outside. Well, I'm quite afraid of being outside on my own at night time, to be honest with you. But I have been out in the, when I used to do a little bit of like dumpster diving, I used to go over to an estate not far from me and just walk around and have a look in the dumpsters, see if there's any kind of like cabling I can find. And like, that I don't mind, because I'm always around near like houses and like, blocks of flats. So if anything happened, I just can bang on a door, kind of thing. But, if you're in a woodland, like Mitcham Common or Stratton Common, and, you're in the woods and you're at least 10 minutes away from the road, anything could really happen. Like if you're doing a little mini ghost hunt, that kind of thing, trip over, you could seriously injure yourself. You could walk into a fucking tree where light goes out and, poke your eyeballs out, or, a branch could stick in your throat or any other part of your body. So there are dangers when you go out there. So what you need to do is kind of go out during the daytime, look around on the part where you want to do, and make sure there's no kind of hidden dangers. And then you can actually, think, right, okay, I've looked around during the daytime, right, I'll go out during the night time. Then I can see if we can get anything on, like video or EVP or Ghostbox or something like that kind of thing. The cemeteries around here are always locked up. You're talking about 10 to 12 feet walls, concrete walls, and you just can't get them during the night time. Daytime you can, but the big cemetery around here, they don't really like you videoing. But a small Jewish one, you can just walk in, no one's there, no one's ever there, and you can do videos in there, which I've done a couple of times. But there are places I'm actually looking at doing later on during the daytime, mostly because it's quite far to go. But I used to really enjoy doing the nighttime streams with you guys. Any of it lasted 8 hours. Hello, Jamie. Hello, Angela. What's that one? I think. Hang on. Where's my bloody video gone? I think. Hang on a minute. Hold on. Let's see what one Ian posted. Yeah, that's one of the old ones when the box fell over. I'm talking about just a couple of weeks, all that over in the corner, just toppled over by itself. I don't know why it done that. It shouldn't have done that, but it did. A lot of you in the past have said that they feel like there's something over there in that wardrobe in the corner of it. I can't say there is. I can't say there ain't. But a lot of you have felt that there is. So the problem being is that even if you feel something is there behind you, that could just be your imagination playing around, playing tricks. And that's what, does think. That does happen quite a lot, It's like I've gone out and feel like someone's following me, and I'm always looking behind me, even during the daytime, kind of thing. I have that nervous feeling that someone's following me, and they ain't. Even when I'm in here, sometimes I feel like, I always see that. I keep seeing that little shadow movement down at the corner of the door, and it kind of like different times of the night. I call it an orc sometimes because it's probably shaped, well, not so much the shape, but the size of a little orc. A little kind of like non-human being. Well, it's like a human being, but not a proper human being, is it? It's like a creature. And it's like about that big. And it's always like near the door. And you see that like little kind of like shadow movement that catches your eye. Over here, on the wall, 4 times within a week, I've seen a big white flash up on my ceiling. And I can't explain what it is. There's only one quick flash and that's it. Now, I ain't got no lights outside that can actually peer through my window and do that. So why that's doing that, I don't know. Some people might say it's just like a portal. Possibly is, I don't know. But I've seen it 3 times in a week, which is a bit weird, It doesn't really scare me, You can't think, well, what's that, But it's interesting. Still get, the little knocks and taps when I go to bed, you can hear like, little taps and knocks and rattling around in here. I've heard voices as well, funny enough. And there wasn't no one outside. So I can tell the difference from a voice inside than outside, in with the window open. These are like little whispery voices, The other thing is I can't catch them on audio because I don't stream it at night time. But I might start doing some night streams again with the cameras turned on in this way. I don't know yet. I am going to be saving up for a new DVR system. Trying to get one for like towards the end of the year probably. Because I've been spending a bit more money on like, my bushcraft stuff. Just ordered a new axe because the axe I was using yesterday was blunt. Wasn't really cutting much. And I've got no way of like sharpening it. I'm no good at sharpening tools. So I just ordered myself an axe. A bedroll kind of thing, which will be here next week. and something else. And I'm in the process of ordering a new toaster soon as well. So tonight's dinner was 4 slices of cheese on toast. I toasted the bread, and then I cut the cheese, put the butter on the bread, put the cheese on the bread, and stuck it in the microwave and heated it up and melted the cheese that way. So I just had 4 bits of cheese on toast for dinner today. Didn't fancy cooking anything else, like, I've got pork. Didn't fancy cooking that. Didn't fancy cooking egg and bacon. Actually, I'll tell you one thing I do need to do. I'm going to go and make myself a cup of coffee because this fizzy drink's making my throat dry. Just give me 2 minutes. No, I should have put my little logo on saying back in a minute making coffee. See, with the your brain, the brain can play tricks on you. There's only a percentage of your brain that's been examined by scientists. All right. Now, you could walk outside or go into a location and you hear something, right? Now, did you actually physically hear something like a knock or bang or something walking around or someone talking? Or did you imagine it? Right. The thing is, I know I've heard things, and I've seen things, yeah. A camera can't tell lies, really, can it? Whether it being a normal digital handheld camera, camcorder, or even VR system, yeah. They can see things that we can't see with our own vision, right? So when you see stuff on there, people can't turn around and say, hey, that's not real, that's something being manipulated by a camera, which I suppose could, a glare could probably make something visible to you that you might see something that isn't there, I suppose, something like that. But to me, what a camera catches is kind of like, to me, unusual, weird, fascinating, interesting. But when I'm here and I hear things, sometimes it could be just my brain, making me think I'm hearing it. Like I just heard a voice outside just then, and I know that was outside. It wasn't in here, and I have heard voices in here, as if they was right next to me, like an actual, what's that word for it? Disembodied voice. I've heard them, but I've never been able to catch them. Because with a disembodied voice, or even like, seeing something, you just don't know when it's going to happen. That's why I like to have my DVR on. So if anything happens, I can see it and play it back. But as I keep saying, this DVR sucks. It's got 2 cameras off at the moment. And that's camera 1 and camera 4. And it's not recording the video. There's a hard drive down on it. So that's the reason why I need to save up and get a new hard drive, new DVR system with a built-in hard drive. And let me see, my audio's gone off on. So that's the reason. Yeah. So, with a camera, it is a lot more interesting, I suppose. I've seen stuff that I've not even been able to explain on the wildlife cam. But there is stuff which I've seen on the wildlife cam, and they've actually been able to debunk it. Like I thought I saw a figure walking through the trees, a shadow figure walking through the trees, not long ago. I think I showed it the other night, and let's see if I can find it. I think it's number 24. Yeah, this one. When I was reviewing the camera, I saw this. I thought, what the fuck's that? I'm thinking, have I got a shadow figure? But no. Although it looks like a shadow figure, you can see, it's got a hat on. All right. In the next picture, it actually moves forward. Right here. Like so. But if you look, when I'm walking around, if I can find a picture of me walking around. Let's go back, go past. So that's the one I was just saying about. But you can see me walking around. I've got a cap on. So to me, at first, I thought that was like a shadow figure walking through the trees. But no, that's me. So I was able to debunk that. But other people being outside, and you got a bit of an overcast. That's probably why it's not bringing it up so brightly. You've got an overcast, it's going to make it look like more of a shadowy figure than an actual full body kind of like person walking around. So, you know, I can turn around and say, well, no, that wasn't the shadow figure. Hello, Panther. Long time no see. No vegan prophet. Looks like Freddy. Thank you very much. So, you know, the eyes in your brain can deceive you. No, we can't tell how much the brain can actually tell us the truth of what we're seeing. You know, when, let's say, if you've got like an ability to see things, then great, you know, but then when you see things yourself, are you seeing it as a, you know, like an anomaly, an apparition, an orb, a shadow figure, or is it your brain telling you that you're seeing it and you're thinking you're seeing it there when it isn't there? You know? I know I talk shit most of the time, but there we go, that's me. I normally talk shit. But, you know, over the last several years, you know, I have had some really interesting things that's happened. You know, things moving around, things, you know, like disembodied voices, poltergeist activity in here and at Pete's house. The other one, which I can think of, is at the big house over at Mitcham. Can't think what the bloody thing's called now. So it's a bit like a Victorian house. But me and my nephew Aaron was able to get inside and do an investigation with the owner, Warwick, son of the property. And I was saying, you know, to the spirits, was it all three in the living room? And I was saying, you know, there is a spirit in here, you know, why don't you touch one of us? Warwick was sitting on his settee in front of me. Aaron was beside me on another chair. And I was sitting on another chair, and we had some stuff on the table, like, you know, K2 meter and a few other bits and pieces, an audio recorder. And it was a few minutes after I said, why don't you touch me? I felt something go right up my shoulder. I turned around thinking it's my nephew. And my nephew was still sitting in the same position, in the same place than he was, you know, God knows how long. And I turned around and said, did you just touch me? He goes, no. I said, I'll tell you, I thought that you touched me on the shoulder. He goes, no, it wasn't me. And it really physically felt like something like that on me. Now, we do believe that there was a little girl in there that's haunted the location, but there might also be an adult that died in there as well, either the owner or one of his servants that died in there. So it could have been either the little girl or one of the servants or the owner that done it. We only done the place the one night, but I tell you, it's bloody creepy in there. Really creepy in there. You know, it's got a lot of antique stuff as well, and you just don't know if any of those items are like haunted. So, what was the other one we did? Oh, that cemetery, Croydon Cemetery with Simon James. I know of a back entrance, right, when it's all locked up. I don't know. I think they've actually repaired it now, so you can't get in that way. But before I repaired it, and Simon James came down and visited me, we went over there. Bit of a long walk to get there and back. And we got to one part of the location, which is near the middle of the cemetery, because it splits in two. That side is locked up at night time, and that side's locked up at night time. And you've got like an alleyway going all the way through, and those gates are locked up as well. Now, we was in like this side of the cemetery, the right side, and you know, it's still big enough to do like what we was doing in there. And we was got near the gates, and there's a great big bush, and we were something rattling in there, and Simon decides to go in and try to find what it is. And whatever it was, scared the shit out of him. He said he saw a pair of red beaming eyes. I said, well, maybe it's cat, and the cat don't have red eyes, does it? But whatever it was, scared the shit out of him. And I tell you, I've never seen Simon shit himself like that. You know, he said no, I wasn't scared, but I could see in his fucking face that Saint scared the shit out of him. You know, that's the reason why we left, because we thought there might have been something, you know, evil and demonic there. Not saying that, you know, all cemeteries got evil demonic spirits in there, but you don't know. We might have like conjured something up, you know, accidentally. Don't know. You know, a few things happened that particular night in that cemetery. Saw shadow figures. I thought I heard like a disembodied voice there as well. Can't remember if I said it on video or not. But a few weird things happened in that Croydon cemetery. And not, you know, I used to do it quite a lot during the daytime when I was in temp accommodation at Croydon Hotel over near Croydon. I used to go over there like a couple of times a week doing EVPs and videoing and stuff like that and taking photos. And, you know, even during the daytime, I was catching some really interesting stuff over there. But I don't think, you know, all cemeteries are going to be, you know, active. I've been into a cemetery and got Diddley Scott, you know, kind of thing. So, you know, when you go to a cemetery, you know, it doesn't mean you're going to get activity. It doesn't mean you're going to get evidence. It doesn't mean that you're going to get any kind of activity on your K2 meters or EM pumps or K2 meters or REM pods or whatever like that, you know, kind of thing. If the place is haunted, then you might be lucky to get something. If it's haunted, if it ain't haunted, you ain't going to get nothing, are you? It's like in a lot of these locations you go to, which you have to pay for. Now, I'm not saying the place you go to and you have to pay for is not going to be spiritually active. But I do not think that a couple of locations that I could speak about right now, like 30 East Drive, isn't active. People say that they got stuff here, but how many people have gone there since it reopened? I've known about a dozen people have told me that they've been there and got diddly squat. Not a damn thing. Nothing on the K2 meters or any of the devices, no EVPs, no replies on Ghostbox, nothing. How about, is it called the Ravens Inn? People paid to go there and got diddly squat. Bobby Muckeys, you know, in America, people have been there and got diddly squat. All that's supposed to be very, 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 very active. You know, people have gone in and got nothing. But people have been there and got, you know, crazy amount of stuff. And as I said before, you know, you just can't tell when a place is going to be haunted or not. The spirits have to, like, you know, cut down the activity then, because they need to rebuild the energy, don't they? I know people say, you know, fear feeds them. You know, fear is their fuel. But if you go in and you're not showing that fear, they're not going to be able to use your fear as an energy form and scare the shit out of you, are you? You know? No, I'm not saying that all places are or not haunted. Like 30 East Drive, people have had activity there, yeah, but not as many as you would think so. You know, maybe on the right night, right conditions, you know, if it's a full moon or something, yeah, you might get some kind of activity. But I've spoken to people who's been there and got diddly squat. You know, Ravens Inn, diddly squat. And I think, you know, the amount of people that had to pay so much money to go to a location is just fucking ridiculous. You know, I was hoping to go on to some ghost hunting events, right, you know, years ago. But the thing is, they wanted like £60 per person, yeah, to do an investigation from 9 o'clock at night till 3 in the morning. Well, what are you supposed to do from 3 o'clock in the morning onwards? Well, if you haven't got a car, you're out in the middle of nowhere. You know, even if you order a taxi to the nearest town, that's more cost, isn't it? More cost out of your pocket. to get to the nearest town, which has got a railway station. And then when you got to a railway station, you've got to wait like another 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours, maybe 4 hours for the first train to appear. You know, and a lot of like these ghost hunt events don't even offer you a coffee, a sandwich, or nothing. Some do, but not all of them. No, I think some of these like events are just fucking rip-offs, to be honest with you. No, unless someone said to me that I pay for your travel and your ticket to go to an event, then yeah, I'll go to one. But fuck am I going to go to one which I think that, you know, you're not going to get what you're expecting to get? Because you could pay, you know, £60 for an event and, you know, book some kind of like B&B, you know, which is close by, hoping that someone might take you there, you know, give you a lift, or when you have to buy, you know, order a taxi, go to your B&B and spend a few hours or a day there, you know, sleep and rest up before you go home next day or whatever. No, you could turn up and go, and you might not get no activity at all. You know, if it's like £20 for an event, and it's like from, you know, 9 till 6 in the morning, and they offer you a cup of tea, coffee, or sandwich for say 20, 30 quid, then yeah, fair enough. But you still ain't going to guarantee that you're going to get any form of activity there, are you? So I think, you know, a lot of these locations, as I said, it really counts down to, you know, the mood of the place, I suppose. The mood, you know, if it's got enough energy to conjure up something, you know, the conditions, the environment, you know, the structure of the moon, whether it being half full or quarter. And if you do get something, you know, you got to make sure it is something, you know, paranormal, because you could be picking up someone, you know, in the group in a different room. Because, like, you know, rooms echo. People don't realise about that. You know, you could be in one room and someone could be down the hallway in another room, and you could be picking up their voice thinking it's another, you know, like a spirit voice, when it's one of your teammates in another room talking, you know. So I've not been reading chat. Shepton Manic Prison is £1,200 to do an investigation. So that's what I mean, rip-off, man. Rip-off. That's probably not even the whole night, is it? I know people trying to make money for certain reasons. You know, one, because they want to redevelop or, you know, like restore the place and make it like it was, you know, years and years ago. The only way to do that is like doing ghost hunt events and stuff like that. Fair enough, but like 1,200 quid, you're taking the piss. You know, if I was even offered to go to East Drive, I doubt I would go. You know, in the 60s, it was fucking very active, yeah. But then it went quiet after the 60s, didn't it? They moved out. And when it got bought back, when someone actually bought it and done research on it and they found out it was haunted, that's when they scooped up and started doing paranormal investigations there, so I could, like, you know, make money out of it. A proper investigation is where you go to somewhere where you ain't pay for it. You know, go out in the woods one night and find a old, rackety, fallen down cabin. You know, you don't know who or what might be there. Especially in America, you might be having a Sasquatch laying there around on the old mattress or something. That's what they reckon on some of the documentaries. If people have been driven out of like cabins in the wilderness because they feel like, you know, they've been threatened by some form of like Bigfoot creature or some dark demonic werewolf or wolf or, you know, some other weird creature, and then leave because they feel fearful, over time that cabin is going to be, you know, derelict. Is going to start run down and fall down, you know, fall to pieces. Might get a Sasquatch or Bigfoot or what you want to call it come along one day and think, oh, I use this as my base, you know. Instead of me laying outside and, you know, sleeping on leaves, I'll go in there and see if there's a mattress. You know, it don't matter if it's dirty or not, because, like, you know, if a Sasquatch sleeps on the ground in bushes and trees and leaves and dirt, the dirty, grimy old mattress ain't going to really worry him, is it really? Of course it ain't. I can understand people saying, well, look, you know, the paranormal has a large kind of like topic. You know, you got different types of like cryptology, you know, crypto animals, you know, Chupacabra, Bigfoot, Yeti, Snowman, you know, all that kind of crap, ufology, and all kind of like weird, strange creatures that may be seen. Yeah. Then you got the spiritual ghost hunting stuff. Now you got probably God knows how many things that can tie up in the paranormal, and you got to be what I've heard that you got to kind of like be involved in all of it. No, if you want to be involved in a particular section of it, then yeah, you know, you can be open minded to the other stuff, but you ain't got to be, you know, like one of those people who's going to believe in it. Now, I have seen UFOs. I've seen two. Well, I believe I've seen two UFOs, which I've spoken about in the past. I do believe that there are life on other planets. You know, I can't say we're the only ones in the universe that live on a planet. And I do believe that there are creatures out there that, you know, no man has seen, or if they have seen, it's on a rare occasion. That's why I go out looking for them, hunting for them. You know, so I do believe that there is other stuff in, you know, the paranormal form, but to me, to actually believe in it more is for me to see it, and to see it is impossible because you can't capture it most of the times. You know, catch you later, Angela, still there. So I've not been reading chat. I'm not reading chat tonight. Too bloody tired to do it, actually, to be honest with you. Time is it now? 10:30. Probably have an early night tonight. Go out, have a quick walk around with these new boots I've got, trying to get that uncomfortable lump out. Otherwise, if I can't, then I'll have to send them back. I mainly bought them from my bushcraft, actually, because like my other boots, which I've got, which are like, you know, comes up to about here, the two top clips are broken off. So I had to buy some new boots, and say these ones ain't going to be comfortable. It's not worth me keeping them. It's like my camo shorts I bought. I've never really wore shorts, but because it's been so hot lately, even if I just wear them indoors, you know, it's okay for me because no one's going to see my skanky legs then, are they really? Or, you know, but I bought them from in bushcraft, so if it's hot, you know, I can get some air onto my legs. But the ones they sent me is a size 32, way too small, barely even like get them. Cost me $5, you know, so they got to go back. They cost me £20, so I've got to like print out a return label and send them back to Amazon. If I can't get that lump out of the boot, that's got to go back. They cost me £30. There ain't no military shops around here. probably get on, like, you know, do a Google or something. But to be honest with you, I've not really seen anywhere you can get wax to wax me with boots or anything. Anyway, I'll only probably wear them when it's dry anyway. I think these are waterproof, I think. So look. Amazon. I don't know if they are waterproof. I can find out. Hang on. Amazon accounts. Jungle boots. Excellent in muddy and rough terrain. Lightweight, comfortable and hard wearing. Outer material, suede leather, sole rubber, closure, lace up, heel block, shoe with wide, medium. Oil resistant sole, sleek shank within the sole to reduce fatigue on the awareness of the feet. Speed laces for fastening up, nylon laces. So I don't think they are waterproof, but you know, I won't be wearing them out in the pouring rain anyway. I'll put my other boots back on, even though it's got 2 broken fasteners down, because they are like steel toe caps, and these ones ain't. But they got a good, like, what's the name on them? Size 12. Last pair they had. And I wanted them because they were green and had a little bit of camo on them. Now I could order another pair and send them ones back, but I won't get the other pair until like middle of next week. And the other pair I saw was like 35 quid. So I've got a few items on order. I've got to order a new toaster though soon. But no, I can't even remember if I put my axe back in. I think I stuck it on a tree, and I've got to take it off the tree and put it in my shelter, so that might be gone till I get back up there. So I thought, well, you know, the axe is a bit blunt anyway, so I've ordered a new axe. So I've got a new axe coming tomorrow, which was just around about £12. Got like a sleeping roll-up mat, which was £7. And this gas camping stove thing, which was £10.49, and the boots were £30.79. So I practically spent all my money now. I've got to wait another week before I can get any more money. And when it comes through, I'm going to get myself a toaster. No, I dug the one out the bin. I had it in the bin ready to throw away, but I dug it back out because it still works, kind of, but not brilliantly. But it worked enough to get myself some toast done. Bloody trolls. Just trying to catch up on some of the chat. What was that one? Friends went to a couple of months ago. One got smacked around the face, and a REM pod was going off. Well, over at Shecknoff Castle, when there was me, Pete, Pee-wee, Susan, and Susan's boyfriend, Luke, was there. We was down in the wooded area, and we was doing like our normal ghost hunting stuff, and Satan sat me round the back of the head really hard. And I kind of like yelped out, and Pete goes, "What's the matter? What's the matter?" And I said, "Satan just slapped me round the back of the head." And Luke was like right beside me. And he goes, "What me?" I said, "Did I say it was you?" But eventually later on, he admitted to Pete it was him who slapped me around the back of the head. I said, "I knew it was. I didn't want to say anything." So I, didn't want to start any problems up, So I got sat around the back of the head while doing a ghost hunt, but it was Luke. Luke was always jealous of me being there. Felt like, I kicked him out. Because Pete said, you're going to be team leader. I said, I don't want to be team leader. He goes, no, you're team leader because you know more. Respect you for the person you are. You've been doing it years. I said, well, you've been doing it years. He goes, yeah, but, I don't really want to be team leader. So, I'm letting you be team leader. I thought, all right then. But there was sometimes issues with the group, which I didn't really want to say or talk about, which I still won't talk about, to be honest with you. But there was issues. One of the issues was bloody Luke paying us after time. Oh, well, we got it cheaper, that's all right. I won't pay 1,200 quid for a fucking investigation. In the events, sometimes they don't allow you to take your own equipment, and they don't give you equipment. It's like a bloody tourist thing, some of these events. What's the point? I bet she's got those great big black latex boots, haven't you, Tammy? I bet she's into bondage. She's got the whip. Got the old black garter and everything. But no, boy. Lick my shiny wax boots. Well, thank you for your dad serving for their country, defending us from the Germans. Much appreciated with that, Tammy. Yeah, we resisted that shit. I'll tell you what would happen. What would have happened if Hitler had invaded England? We would have been under the old Nazi regime, wouldn't we? Just like many other countries were. If it weren't for us making peace with like Russia and having them as allies with America and a few other countries and defeated the Germans, Christ, man. We might have like fucking squash stick on the British flag if we'd been like, invaded and taken over. Can you imagine that? Squash sticker on a British flag. Well, thank you for the people who served in the army as well. I want to get back to doing the military things as well later, maybe. But I don't think I've got that kind of willing or energy to do that right now. If it happens later, then fair enough. If it don't, it don't. He likes your knee length boots. Bloody hell. They reckon that there's a secret underground locations over the Antarctic. They're building up for the next World War, and they're going to be more powerful than they were than the Second World War, apparently. Underground facilities. That's what I reckon, anyway. True or not, I don't know. I think Tammy scared Dave off, maybe. I don't know. Going well back up. Box falls off. box falls after it's been sitting there all day. And then, what's the name? Could have been vibrations from upstairs. Nah. You know, even with them being so fucking noisy and banging around, no, it's not going to vibrate something falling off a table or a bookshelf or even a box. No, it's got to be vibration in the room to set it off. And I wasn't making a vibration at that particular time. Yeah, really old Nazis, they used to like do some really, you know, especially the SS, Discarpo. I had a movie, I can't remember what it was a war movie based on true events. They captured a medical unit with a lot of injured soldiers, didn't they? They wouldn't care for them, they just shot them all. Shot them. You know, it was just like a minor wound. They killed them. Bastards. I'm wondering, like, you know, if you went to some of these well-known war locations, if you'd get any kind of like paranormal activity. Well, you know, with Gettysburg, they've caught stuff there, haven't they? There was a rumour that they was going to try to stop the paranormal teams going over there to do, like, you know, paranormal investigations, which I don't think they can stop anyway. But there are locations where you're not supposed to do paranormal investigations, whether it's like an old war battle location or if it's an old kind of like creepy castle or an old church or something like that. Got a particular permission to do them, and if you ain't got permission, you can get done for trespassing and be sued. I've got a photo of my dad. Several photos of my dad in the army, I think. Thing is, I don't know exactly where they are. I know my sister, my daughter posted a load not long ago. Don't know it's on my sister's account. I keep calling my sister. Don't know it's on my daughter's account. I'm not. I don't know, I won't screen share anything, so otherwise we'll go that bloody daughter's address. Let's go to a profile. See all photos. Albums. Childhood memories. Mine now. Can't find them. She must have taken them down. Unless they're in there. Morgan's family. Oh, mate. Yeah, I've got a couple here. And my dad in the army, but he'd never served because he was too young. But he was in the army. He was looking after a brigadier, Colonel Brigadier, or whatever it was, I think. He used to be a cook. That's one of them now at the barracks in a uniform. So when he was in civic clothes, not the clothes he used to wear, man. God, crazy clothes. He used to wear a cap quite a lot as well. There we go. One of his mates in the army. Him on his old motorbike. There's him up again. I think that was in Dartford. I don't know if that's when he met my mum or after he met my mum. My nan. Right. Wendy. My nan, who's now deceased. My mum, who's still alive. My dad, as you know, passed. My stepmum. That's my dad there. My sister Sandra. Look back on some of the old photos because sometimes you might see like orb activity or like weird faces or some other weird crap. Look, even my sisters had dolls in them days. One of that doll was still around and it was haunted or anything. Yeah, that's one of my dad's birthdays. They made a cake, had a photo, like made into a cake. I never got to go to that one actually. That was in Kent. That was when he was in hospital. He fell over and banged his fucking face, didn't he? Okay, with black eye he got. I don't want to be shiny anymore. Some good photos and some horrible photos there. Well, I'm going to shut off now. I'll probably have another early night tonight. Can't remember what time I went to bed early. I think I went to bed about 12 o'clock last night. Something like that. But I've got to go early tonight because I've got to wake up for my deliveries for tomorrow from Amazon. Well, I've got me axe and me camping gas stove thing coming tomorrow. And the camping bed mat won't be until the 4th or the 5th of August. So I doubt I'll be camping out until then. If I do camp out, I don't know. I have to wait and see how it goes. I'll try to have a couple more like evening chats sometime. I might do the odd one or two events, like just kind of like put one or two of the old videos on preview and like play back on a video from the past and have chat open so you can chat and talk about the video. Right, well, I'm off. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. I'll catch you when I'm on next. I don't know when I'm on next. I'll just come on at random now. So, good night, everyone. And I'll catch you later. And, yeah, bye for now.